Fayaz4K here. Welcome back to another one. I have a little story to share with you guys today. I'm sure this happened to some of you guys out there, and if it hasn't, pray and hope that it doesn't. So before going for a shoot, especially a house shoot, I change up my lens. So I'll put on my 12x24 G Master lens. So when I was switching it up, I, as always, take a little tool of mine. I'm going to just show you what that tool is right now. Okay, it's a nice little brush there. All right, I usually go ahead and I brush my lens from the inside at the back, and I'll brush the sensor area and slap my lens on, and I went to my shoot and I started shooting. About halfway through the shoot, I was like, what the heck is that speck? So quickly took off my lens again, found that little speck of dust on my sensor, cleaned it off and continued shooting. Didn't think much of it. So I got home, it was still around, let's say 3 p.m. and decided I'm gonna just relax, kick back, play with the kids for a little bit, and then get editing later on in the evening. So I'd say around 4:30, 5 o'clock, I'm sitting at my computer, transferred my files over, and I saw the most ridiculous speck on my sensor. I'm not kidding you. I'm gonna try to throw up a screen either here or here and show you a quick shot of what it looked like. It honestly looked like an ant sitting on my sensor. Like, I've not seen anything this big. And the crazy part is that I cleaned up my sensor and my lens before slapping on the new lens at home before heading off to the shoot. So what I'm thinking is, now there are times where you have some dirt sitting somewhere around the inside of the sensor at some corner in the casing somewhere where we don't see it. And as your camera bag is shaking in the car while traveling, this speck moves and sticks onto the sensor. I think that's what happened, and I was at the shooting and didn't realize it outside until I got inside the house, where it was a pure plain white object that I was shooting on, and I saw this speck on my screen. So now it's like 6 p.m. and the sun is setting at around 8:30, okay, or 8:30, it's pretty much almost dark. Now I'm thinking to myself, what should I do? This looks bad. A lot of things are crossing my mind right now. I'm thinking, I gotta call this guy back up and see if I can go back over. Now the thing is, the shoot is in Brampton. Now Brampton would take me about 30 minutes. Takes me about an hour and a half to shoot. And by the time I finish, I'll be lucky if I finished by sunset. That's the first issue. The second issue is the house that I shot, it was occupied. And the client that I shot for was not the real estate or the house owner. It was a photographer that was hired by the real estate agent that hired me to go in and shoot this property. We had a time slot that was convenient for the house owner and for everyone else. Now, I'm panicking at this state, and I'm thinking, okay, what if I go tomorrow? They're expecting rain in the afternoon. It's going to be cloudy. I'd have to go through the photographer again, who will have to go through the real estate agent, who will have to go through the house owners, who would have to clean up the house again and declutter so I can go in and do this project. In other words, I'm screwed. So now I'm thinking, what can I do? Is there any way I can fix this? So quickly looking up resources and solutions. One solution is that you can mask a clip. So if you have a clip, then what you can do is you can duplicate the clip in your timeline, so one on top of the other, and the one that's on top you can actually mask, and then you can bring it forward and you can kind of move it around a bit, and you're kind of cloning the background that way. But I'm walking through a house, all right? I have different backgrounds going on, and I'm constantly moving. That's not gonna work. Then I'm thinking, what now? You know, like, what should I do? Should I call up the photographer that hired me? Luckily at that moment, I'm thinking, what if I use the sensor tool in Final Cut Pro? Quickly try that out. I bring the sensor in, and luckily the spot doesn't move, right? Everything else is moving, okay, but that spot doesn't move. I bring in the sensor in, and I change it from pixel to blur. I put that blur right on that spot, and I put the opacity or the fill to like max, okay? And when I do that, it totally goes. It's camouflaged in the wall and on the floor and all parts that are showing in the clip. And you know what? Bang! I did it. Now for the exterior shots, that was a bit more complicated. So what I ended up doing is resizing it, cropping it. Luckily it was like at the corner. If it was bang on in the middle, I would have probably had to go in and at least shoot the exterior shots because that's where it looked the worst. What would have taken me 3 hours to complete and edit took me about 6 hours. Just because of the work I had to do. I wanted to share this with you guys today, that take that few minutes to take apart your lens and clean your sensor and lens when you reach your destination, because your camera bag moves around in your car or your truck, and what ends up happening is specks that are hidden or lodged somewhere else within the area where your sensor is in your camera can fling off and attach itself to the sensor, and your project can be ruined. Yeah, I just wanted to share that little story with you about how I almost destroyed a project of mine. So please do carry one of these. They're really cool and easy. Or if you have like an aerosol type can that blows some wind around into your to your sensor, into your lens, it's worth it. Really worth it. Other than that, if you guys have actually gone through something like this, do comment below. I'd love to hear from you guys. And if there are other stories that you guys have gone through, do share those as well. I'd love to hear about them because I know I'm not the only one out there. Alright, so remember to smash that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. And hit that little bell notification as well so you know when I upload next. And we'll catch you on the next one. Take care, guys.